Hey there, we are live from Midtown Comics Grand Central. I am Henry, and it is a wonderful day. It is New Comic Book Day. It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you. Of course, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of books and a lot of cool projects coming out this weekend. But before we get started on any of that, I just wanted to give a shout out to some cool stuff that we've got going on this week. We're going to be having a great signing tomorrow with Matthew Rosenberg, who's going to be joining us to sign Punisher number 218, the Marvel Legacy title, which we'll talk about more in a little bit. And we also have an apparel sale going on right now. So, starting tomorrow, actually. You guys swing by, save some money, pick up some cool gear. We've got some great new hats that have come out. We've got some great new shirts, all kinds of hoodies, and great stuff. You guys can swing by. We'll have details all over our Facebook page, so you guys can check out all the great deals. But of course, you're here because it's New Comic Book Day, so we're going to walk around the wall, talk about some of these cool new books that have just come out. Starting us off, we've got the brand new issue of American Gods, issue number 9. A couple different covers here. Of course, Neil Gaiman has done an amazing job on the series. I'm a big fan of the David Mack covers for this book. I know a lot of you guys are too. They're really cool, they're really great, and it's a really great series. Then we also have the first issue of the new Jenny Finn book from Mike Mignola. Of course, he's always having fun playing with the world of Hellboy, and he's doing it again right here in Rasputin, the voice of the dragon. If you guys know your Hellboy lore, you know that Rasputin is, of course, one of the most prominent figures in his life, responsible for so much of what we know about Hellboy, and now we get to see those dark histories be revealed, and you can see even Hitler looming in the background, so you know it's going to be a cool period piece. A lot of interesting stuff going on here. Now, as we continue to move down, we've got the brand new issue of Aquaman, and first off, we've got this very cool cover from Liam Sharp that is of the characters, of course, as they appear in the Justice League movie. And then we've got Aquaman's main cover. This is a great book. If you guys have been reading, this Underworld story is really crazy. Dan Abnett and Stepan Sedgwick have been doing a great job. And as we flip through here, you can see that we've got Garth, who of course has played a role in these most recent issues, and Aquaman. I was going to say the King of Atlantis, but if you guys have been reading, you know that he's kind of on the outskirts of Atlantean culture right now, and things aren't looking too great. Some cool stuff flipping through, and very exciting book. If you guys aren't reading Aquaman, check it out. It's really great. If you guys see the movie, just jump right into the book. It really is great, and it's really easy to get into. Now, as we move down, we've got the brand new issue of Batman, The Rules of Engagement Part 3. You'll see Talia al Ghul facing off against Selina Kyle with Batman's life hanging in the balance. But I do want to take a special moment to shout out this amazing cover from Tony Daniel that is celebrating 800 issues of Batman. Oh my God, 800 issues of Batman. So cool, really great that he's been around, and he's been such an important character for over 75 years. Now, if you want a completely different spin on the character, we do have Batman Who Laughs. Now, a lot of people have been very excited for this. James Tynion and Riley Rosmo working together here, and we're just going to do a quick flip. I haven't even had a chance to flip through it myself yet because I've been holding off. And here you will see, that is right, the Clown Prince of Crime. Of course, we know he's got to play a part in this because he's the Batman Who Laughs. So what exactly did it take to break Batman in this horrifying world? Well, that's all I'm going to show you. You guys got to read it. You got to check it out. It's going to be great because all of these tie-ins for Dark Knight's Metal have been so fantastic. Now, as we continue down, we've got the Volume 1 of Batwoman. Marguerite Bennett has been doing a great job on the series, having a lot of fun. We get to see the magnificent art of Steve Epting, which is great. This is his first DC work in years and years, and it's a really great series. If you haven't been checking out Batwoman, Marguerite Bennett, James Tynion, so much fun. And then we also have the brand new issue, which I cannot speak highly enough about. Fernando Blanco has been doing a really great job doing the art, really surreal, as you know, you can see that she's clearly hinting at Scarecrow here, because the story is called Fear and Loathing, and this book is really something special. Now we move down, we've got a Marguerite Bennett trifecta because we also have Bombshells United issue number 6. Now this has been really cool, a lot of fun, and it's great. I love this cover where you can see all the bombshells. You know, they have such great designs. I love Mary Marvel in the Bombshell world, and it's a really cool series. You guys definitely need to be checking out. Then as we move down, we've got some classic Kirby creations coming to the modern era as we see Forager in The Adventures of Forager Bug. This series has been a lot of great. We got the entire Allred family, Lee Allred, Mike Allred, Laura Allred, and we even got Omac on this issue, and I love Omac. I love seeing him pop up again. Buddy Blank is, of course, a really crazy creation that Kirby came up with. I don't know what he was thinking when he decided to make this dude, but the one-man Army Corps is amazing, and I love him, and I'm happy to see him brought back. Now, as we move down, we also have Volume 4 of The Flash. Now, this is a really great way to jump into The Flash if you guys haven't been reading already, because we get to see The Flash and we get to see the Reverse Flash. Eobard Thawne pops up in the life of Barry Allen and things go horrible for him. It's really great. It's got classic artists like Howard Porter as well as Carmen DiGiandomenico. Really great series and a really easy way to get into the series. Then we have Future Quest presents issue number 4 with Space Ghost. Space Ghost, coast to coast. But, you know, he's always a lot of fun and he's always a cool character to check out. I'm happy to see him back. And then we also have Green Lanterns issue number 35 from Tim Seeley. This book has been doing a lot of cool stuff, and I like that they're bringing back some classic characters from Green Lantern Corps. I mean, I haven't seen him in years, and I love seeing these crazy things going on in the Green Lantern books. Now, as we move down, we also have the brand new issue of Injustice featuring the trial of Bruce Wayne. Tom Taylor is putting Batman through the ringer, and I'm very curious to see where it goes. And then we have Justice League number 33. Now, you see him right here on the cover. You got Cyborg, you got the Murder Machine Batman, and you got some crazy stuff. We also have this very cool cover, and I figure this is as good a chance as any to say that Justice League, the movie, is definitely worth going to check out. The comic book is a great way to jump in right now because we're getting a lot of spotlight on these characters. Things are a little crazy in the comics, but that doesn't mean it's not a good time to jump in. Bats Out of Hell story has been a lot of fun for a lot of these characters, and I'm excited to see Cyborg getting some much due spotlight.
Booyah!
Now, as we move down, we've got the brand new issue of Nightwing, Raptor's Revenge. Some very cool stuff there from Tim Seeley. And then we also have Super Sons, One Fine Day, introducing the Fortress of Attitude. That's right. They are overdue for a headquarters of their own for Robin, for young John Kent. And this book has been a really great treat. A couple different covers here. I like the Dustin Wen cover as well. He always draws them really cute, and I always love his art. So really cool series. Definitely check it out. But if you want to see a completely different spin on the characters, because this is pretty fun right now. This is pretty dark right now. Imperious Lex in the pages of Superman, issue number 35. You'll see John Kent right here on the cover. And Pete Tomasi and Patrick Gleason have been doing a really good job of exploring the world of Apocalypse and this really terrifying status quo for a lot of our heroes and for their families. If you guys haven't been checking out Superman, you can jump in with the Imperious Lex storyline. It's definitely worth getting into, and it's got a lot of the fourth world creations. If you guys see Justice League, I'm not going to spoil a whole lot for you guys, but if you're curious about this fourth world and about all these new characters that you're seeing, check out the pages of Superman right now, and it'll clue you in on a lot of good stuff. Now we're going to take a look up, and we're going to talk about some of the cool graphic novels that are on our shelves this week, including Call of Duty Zombies. That's right, of course, one of the coolest game modes in the Call of Duty franchise. Call of Duty Zombies, getting a comic book, very cool. And then we also have The Legend of Wonder Woman. Now, this is a really great book that got a ton of acclaim, coming out in paperback for the first time ever. You guys should definitely check it out if you're looking for something approachable for Wonder Woman. Then we also have Justice League of America Rebirth, Volume 1 in a nice hardcover edition. So this collects all of the introductory stories for all the different members of the Justice League of America. And it also collects the first story arc. Some great stuff there. It's really cool. And if you have not been reading Justice League of America, Steve Orlando is doing a really great job. Now, if you want to take a trip back and you want to go check out some classic stories, you got to check out the Golden Age Omnibus for Batman, Volume 4. This thing is beefy, and it's got a lot to offer. It's got a lot of really cool stories featuring the Caped Crusader and, of course, the Boy Wonder. And I like that they show you got some classic villains. You got the Penguin. You got, Joker. What do you need more than, some classic silly stories like that? Lots of fun. Then as we move down, we also have the complete All Hail Megatron from the Transformers books. All Hail Megatron, of course, was a very important storyline. Very cool stuff going from the IDW Hasbro stuff. Then we also have X-Files Season 11, the complete Season 11. So if you're an X-Files junkie and you need to get your fix, check out the books. Season 11, it's all contained and it's all canon with the series. Then we also have the first volume of Regression from Image Comics. Colin Bunn doing a cool job telling some great stories here. And what's that? $9.99. Now that's a great price point. How can you say no to a volume 1, a new series? It's only $9.99. Check it out. And then we have Butcher Baker and the Righteous Maker. Now that's a cool name and that is a cool cover, and it's all because it's a cool series from Joe Casey. If you guys like Joe Casey, he's done a lot of great books over the years, and this is definitely something that you're going to want to indulge on. Now as we move back down, you'll see another sensational movie cover, this time by Ben Oliver for Trinity. If you guys haven't been reading Trinity, you're missing out. Let's see, we got the other cover as well. Trinity's been a lot of fun, focusing on Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Rob Williams is doing a great job balancing these three characters, these three heroes, and now their dark destiny. Worth checking out, I would definitely say so. Now, we continue and we hit the Wildstorm from Warren Ellis. Wildstorm started earlier this year, and it is a brand new launch for these characters. So if you haven't been checking it out, check it out. There's a trade paperback, there's a couple issues in between, and it's a great series from Warren Ellis and John Davis Hunt. As we continue, we have Wonder Woman Volume 4, and I am a big fan of what Greg Rucka did for the Wonder Woman franchise. A lot of really great stuff. This is the conclusion of his run, and Bilquis Evely's art, you can see it right here on the cover, is flawless. She is one of my favorite Wonder Woman artists that I've ever seen. She does an amazing job, and this book is really cool. This collects the entirety of the final leg of Greg Rucka's run. So if you want to check out one of the modern masters of Wonder Woman, check out Godwatch, Volume 4 of Wonder Woman. And then if you need a quick fix, you need something cool and different, there is Wonder Woman Conan issue number 3, a very cool series from Gail Simone and Aaron Lopresti, featuring two of the most barbaric characters in comics, but they're not really barbaric. You know, they just have that root to them. They kind of both are those medieval warrior types, and it's very cool and very interesting to see how they play in the same storyline. And it's Gail Simone, and she's great. Then we continue and we hit IDW, and IDW has Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue number 76. You see the Triceratons right there. You know it's going to be crazy. They're always crazy because they're Triceratons. They're dinosaur people. I mean, it's kind of, you know, in their nature to be a little crazy. And then we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Ghostbusters 2 issue number 3. If you want to see two of the best franchises of the 80s clash, check it out. It's a lot of fun. Now we hit Image, and we've got Black Science issue number 33 from Rick Remender and Matteo Scalera. Very interesting series. Rick Remender's always got some crazy stuff going on, and Black Science is definitely one of his more popular series over the last couple years. And then we've got the brand new issue of Curse Words, issue number 10. Let's see if we've got the other cover. We do, because I really dig this Jenny Friesen cover as well. Great series, really cool stuff. Charles Soule and Ryan Brown having a lot of fun. Then we have Dark Fang issue number 1. It is a bold new series from Image Comics. Miles Guntner and Kelsey Shannon doing a great job telling some cool vampire lore stories worth indulging on and checking out as well. And then we have the brand new issue of Descender. You can see that we've got the Jeff Lemire cover here. Let's see. I like this a lot. This is a really cool minimalist cover from Dustin Nguyen, who of course I was just praising a minute ago, because Dustin Nguyen knows what he's doing. He's a great storyteller. And when you pair him with somebody like Jeff Lemire, who is one of the best writers in all the comics, you're getting an amazing book. Now moving down, we also have the brand new issue of East of West from Jonathan Hickman and Nick Dragotta, a very cool series if you want to see some really interesting, bold ideas that you don't see anywhere else. It's definitely a book you want to check out. If you're a fan of it, you know it's great. Then we also have the brand new series Evolution. Very cool new number 1 from Skybound, an Image imprint. And then we have the Family Trade. This is issue number 2 from Justin Jordan. Really cool series if you just want to keep that Image fix going. There's a lot of books that they have to offer. And then there's also Generation Gone from Alice Cott. Whoa! Whoa, that is an explicit book. This will tell you right away. I mean, they already censor it for me, so I don't have to worry. But you can tell that this book is going to be a little crazy. It's going to be a little cutthroat when you see stuff like that. And then we have Horizon issue number 16. Very cool series. And we got to take a minute here. We got to talk about Invincible. Invincible has been awesome. We are getting really close. The end of all things. This is part 10 of 12. That means there's only 2 issues of Invincible left, and then the series is done. What are you guys waiting for? Check it out. Robot War part 1 of 1. That's right. It's a little one-shot that goes right into the end of all things. Check it out because Robot's great. The whole series is great. Kirkman has created such an interesting superhero universe. Now, as we move on, we also have the latest issue of Kill the Minotaur, issue number 6. If you want some weird fantasy monster stuff going on, you gotta check it out. And then we have Maestros. We've got a couple different ones here because we've got issue 1 and then we've got issue 2. So we've got the issue 1 reprint. So if you guys missed out on it and you want to check it out, you can tell how crazy and far out this art is gonna be. Check out this series. It's a lot of fun. And then if you want to keep that magic thing going, you got Matt Wagner's Mage, The Hero Denied, issue number 4. Matt Wagner coming back to Mage after years away. It's a fan favorite series. There's a reason he came back, and it's because he's got another fantastic story to tell. And then we hit the brand new issue of Realm, issue number 3 from Seth Peck and Jeremy Wan. Really cool series. If you want to see your fantasy lore, you can tell how crazy it's going to be just by looking at these covers. There's some great stuff. And then for a completely different flavor, we've got the brand new issue of Retcon, issue number 3, some sci-fi flair. And then Ringside, which is after my own heart because it's a wrestling comic book from Joe Keating. Really great series. But I got to give a pause. I got to give mention to Wicked and Divine, issue number 33. Now, this is going to be the last issue of Wicked and Divine for a while because the series is going to do a couple of one-shots. There's going to be a holiday special. There's going to be a little interlude focusing on the gods of old. This is crazy. How crazy is it? This is the regular cover. The regular cover is just straight up black text. You know, like a black background with the white text. I don't want to even flip it open. I don't want to even hint at what happens in this book. But I will just tell you, you will lose your mind. There is crazy stuff. If you're not reading Wicked and Divine, you are missing out on one of the greatest books being published in comics today. One of my personal favorites. I buy it every time. I buy every cover to every issue because I just love the book so much. Kieran Gillen and Jamie McKelvey have been doing a great job, and Matt Wilson's covers and everything. It all works. It's all so good. Then we move down a little bit and we hit Valiant. Valiant has a couple of cool books this week. We've got Bloodshot Salvation and a couple different covers here. So we'll show off this one. It's the main cover from Kenneth Rocafort, and Bloodshot Salvation has been down and dirty and crazy and cool. And Jeff Lemire, you heard me talk about him earlier. I love Lemire and I love what he's doing with this character. He's been working on him a lot over the last couple years. Bloodshot Reborn, so he's got a good track record. You got to check it out. But then if maybe you haven't read Valiant before, maybe you're looking for something new, maybe you're looking for something different, check out Ninjak. Ninjak issue number 1. This is actually Ninja K, to put the distinguisher there. Some very cool stuff going on. Christos Gage jumping onto the series, and Thomas Giorello. And I just want to flip through because the art in this is really something to adore. You can just see how crazy detailed and beautiful the illustrations in this book are. If you're not reading the Valiant books, you're missing out on some of the best art in comics. And Ninja K is definitely a great showcase for that. Just flipping through, you can see it's page after page of gorgeous art. Check it out. The Valiant books are really cool. There's a lot of great stuff for them to offer, and this is a great way to jump into the Valiant universe. And now that does it for the independent publishers, and we hit Marvel, and it is a big week for Marvel. Marvel's got a lot. First off, we've got a cool reprint of issue 28 of Uncanny Avengers from Jim Zub. You guys heard me talking about it before. Stars and Garters. It's a good storyline. It's a great way to jump into the book if you haven't already been reading. And then we also have the second part of the Black Panther Prelude series. This is a prelude for, of course, the movie that'll be coming out this February that I am very eager to see. I hope you guys are eager too, because it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be cool. Then we have the brand new issue of Champions, part 4 of Worlds Collide. Okay, so if you've been reading this storyline, good on you, because it's been awesome. The last page of the last issue, I am really curious. I am really terrified to see what's going on with Vision and with, of course, Vision as well, because this is definitely going to have a major impact on the relationship going forward, on their entire lives. Really curious, really terrified. High Evolutionary, he's no joke. He's not messing around. Now, as we move down, we also have issue 287 of the Despicable Deadpool. That was the first part of the Marvel Legacy launch, so there is a reprinted edition if you guys missed out on it and you want to jump in as Deadpool tries to kill Cable. It's a great storyline, couple issues in now. And then as we move down, we've got Deadpool vs. Old Man Logan, issue number 2. If you guys read issue number 1, maybe you guys joined us at our signing with writer/cover artist Declan Shalvey. This book is a lot of fun. It's really crazy. And the art in it is really great because it just shows off the crazy kinetic energy of these characters. And it's an awesome series. It's really great. We get to see Deadpool, we get to see Old Man Logan. And if you guys saw the Deadpool teaser this morning and maybe you guys are really excited for getting your fix, you gotta check this out. Couple different covers here. Some crazy stuff going on as they hunt for a brand new mutant. Then we also have issue number 7 of Defenders from Brian Michael Bendis and Dave Marquez. Really great series if you want to jump in. We also have some Deadpool stuff going on in here. And you don't want to be on the opposite side of any fight with Deadpool because you know that he's going to play dirty. And the Defenders are in for a world of hurt. Now moving down, we've got one of the most anticipated releases of all of Marvel Legacy. That's right, we've got Doctor Strange issue 381. But wait, what's that? Is that Loki? I think it is. That's right, Loki is hijacking the mantle of Sorcerer Supreme. And we are going to be seeing some crazy stuff going on because we've got Loki, we've got Doctor Strange. If you guys know Loki at all, you know that this is not a good thing. You do not want him with that kind of power. And Doctor Strange, what's up with him? What happened to him? Why isn't he Sorcerer Supreme anymore? You guys got to check it out. Pick it up. Donny Cates making a bold name for himself over the course of the last year, one of the hottest writers in comics, and he is now on Doctor Strange. I'm very excited to see what he has to offer. And Gabriel Hernandez Walter, if you guys read Vision, it's the same artist that did Vision, and that's one of the most unique and visually pleasing books of the last few years at Marvel. Now we're going to go up top and we're going to talk about some of these cool collections really quick. We've got a brand new edition of Asterix, if you guys like the Asterix comic strip series. Then we also have Aberrado, very cool series from Anger. We have Bad Machinery, another enthralling volume if you've been reading those. We've got the brand new James Bond 007 Felix Leiter, which is of course a spin-off series of the main narrative. Then we've got the Harvey Comics Companion. You can see right here, we've got Valerian and Lorraine at the edge of the Great Void. And now this is cool, this makes me happy. We've got Gumby. Who doesn't love Gumby? I love Gumby growing up. Gumby was great. I used to watch the Gumby movie all the time, some classic claymation. And then you'll see that we've got the Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew in The Big Lie. This is such a cool cover. I love this cover. So cool, so creative, and not what you would expect for these classic novel characters. Now we get to see them in a new light, as it were. Great series to check out. Then we also have a Little Nemo in the Palace of Ice and Further Adventures. Of course, some fun stuff with Little Nemo. And then we've got Pathfinder Worldscape from Dynamite Entertainment. You see Red Sonja right there. You see some John Carter. You know it's going to be crazy. And Tarzan. That's like 3 of the greatest characters that, you know, can't find a pair of pants between them. But they're great characters nonetheless. Lots of fun in that book. Now, as we move on, we've got the brand new, well, not the brand new, we've got the brand new reprint of Falcon, issue number 1. If you haven't been checking it out, Rodney Barnes has been doing a great job crafting a narrative for Sam Wilson, and you can pick up the reprint to check it out. Then we also have Jerry Dugan and Marcus Toe on Guardians of the Galaxy, issue 147. We're getting awfully close to 150. I wonder if they're going to do something special for that. They are. Really cool series. If you haven't been checking it out, Jerry Dugan's been on the book for a while now and been doing a great job. And here you can see that this is just a crazy book. Of course, Ant-Man has recently joined the team, and him and Gamora are on a quest. A lot of the Guardians, actually all the Guardians of the Galaxy, are currently working alongside the Nova Corps, which is why they've got these crazy uniforms on. And it's really great. I'm actually really loving how Rocket plays off of the other members of the Nova Corps, because he's Rocket and he's kind of a jerk. And it's definitely crazy stuff for him. Now, as we move on, we've got the reprint of the unbelievable Gwenpool. You see her facing off against Doctor Doom there because Gwenpool wants to join the Avengers. So how do you do it? You knock off a top-notch villain. Check it out. And we have the brand new issue of Hawkeye from Kelly Thompson and Michael Walsh. Michael Walsh jumping in to do an issue here. Really great stuff. If you haven't been reading Hawkeye, it is one of the best books that Marvel is putting out. It's a lot of fun. Kate Bishop has emerged as one of my favorite characters in Marvel over the course of the last few years. I've liked her ever since Young Avengers, but really in these last couple of years, she's come into her own, and it is a book worth checking out. Plus, we get some guest appearance by the all-new Wolverine, Laura Kinney, who has some major stuff going on in her future. Then we have the brand new issue of Incredible Hulk, The Return to Planet Hulk from Greg Pak and Greg Land. Great series. You see, Hulk is now, he's a superstar. Everybody's talking about Hulk again because of Thor, and you gotta check out the book. If you guys like what they did in Thor with Sakaar and all this different stuff, that's of course an homage to the Planet Hulk storyline, and this is a return to Planet Hulk. So if you want to see Hulk, you want to see him on Sakaar, you want to see him punching people in the face excessively and fighting in gladiatorial games, check out this book. It's crazy. It is actually, like I say that word kind of a bunch here. This is actually nuts. There's some really cool stuff going on with Hulk, and it's really over the top. Now, you want to talk about a whole different realm of crazy. I don't know if you guys know about Not Brand Ek, but this book is one of Marvel's classic books. It is issue number 14. It is a one-shot, so don't let that number 14 turn you off. It is actually completely approachable, completely new, and completely exciting because we get to see Forbush Man back. That's right, the greatest hero that nobody knows. Really cool stuff, and I really appreciate that everybody is dabbing on the cover because I think that's really funny. Now, we move on to, of course, one of the biggest books of the week. You see him right there. It is The Punisher 218, rebranded for Marvel Legacy, and you'll see on this cover in particular that the Punisher has somehow he's gotten the War Machine armor. Of course, Nick Fury decided, hey, you know what? Let's just give the craziest dude on the planet the keys to the most dangerous weapon. And that is the premise for this book. Matt Rosenberg doing some really interesting stuff. If you guys have never read Punisher, this is a great way to jump in. It is a brand new storyline, and it is going to be a lot of fun. Tomorrow, we're going to be having Matt Rosenberg joining us from Midtown Comics downtown at 64 Fulton Street at 6 o'clock to sign Punisher and a bunch of other great books. And you guys should join us. And you know what? While you're there, you can even have him sign his other brand new book, Secret Warriors, issue number 8, just hit the stands today. It is also a part of Marvel Legacy, which is why you see this very cool lenticular cover over here. And this book is one of my favorite books at Marvel. This is so much fun. It is really great because we get to see Mr. Sinister now facing off against the Secret Warriors. And of course, the Secret Warriors have really grown together very interestingly and organically over the last few months. And Javier Garron's art on this book is nuts. I haven't even taken a chance to flip through it yet, but let's just see. Let's see Javier deliver, because he does it all. Some really great stuff. Some cool action sequences. Of course, Magic now has a role in the series, and you'll see some stuff like Karnak popping up, and it's a really great read. It's a really great time, and it's a great series. If you haven't been checking this out, it is definitely worth your money. I want to see if I can show you anything without spoiling you. Nope, that's a big spoiler. That is a horrible spoiler. I can't show you that. But man, that last page, though, totally can't show you that. But check it out. Now, as we move down, we've got a reprinted edition of Amazing Spider-Man issue number 789, and then we also have the brand new issue 791, Fall of Parker Part 3, Dan Slott, Stuart Immonen, Spider-Man, and Mockingbird. Whoa, what's going on with them? Of course, Spider-Man and Mockingbird have been kind of going steady for a while now, and there's some interesting stuff with their relationship, but also with the new status quo for Peter Parker, because of course Parker Industries is now kaput. It's now gone. It went under. It did horribly. Secret Empire, man, it ruined lives. Spider-Man has a lot to answer for. Check out Fall of Parker. But maybe you want some Spider, but you want a little less Peter. Well, you gotta find yourself reading Ben Reilly, the Scarlet Spider, issue number 10. It is the Marvel Legacy issue, and here you will see the Slingers. Let's show you the interior so you can get a clean look at them. Of course, some classic Spider-Man characters that have been around for quite some time, and now we get to see how they play into the life of Ben Reilly, who has been really going through a lot of interesting stuff lately. Peter David's been doing a great job with the series since day one, and now's your chance to start if you haven't already. Moving down, we also have Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man, issue 297. So if you didn't get enough Spider-Man and you need more, you need to be reading Chip Zdarsky's run on Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man. It is really spectacular, as it were. And we've got Adam Kubert on art, and this is some of the best work that I've seen Adam Kubert do, probably ever, because he's just got a really cool, organic, and exciting way of drawing all of the characters, drawing the world. And here you'll see, it's called Most Wanted, and you could see it in this lenticular cover as well, because Spider-Man is a wanted man in the eyes of the NYPD. He's always been, kind of not on the best terms with them, but now it's really looking not great for Peter. Moving on, we also have the brand new issue of Spider-Man 2. Whoa, there's a lot of Spider-Man this week. It's a good time to be a Spider fan. Brian Michael Bendis and Sarah Pichelli doing a great job of uniting Miles Morales and Peter Parker under one book in one banner. Check it out. It's a lot of fun. Some cool covers and some crazy stuff in this sequel to, of course, the original hit Spider-Man series. Now, moving on, we've got a bunch of Star Wars books, but I'm going to go up top and then talk about all the Star Wars stuff together because there's so much to enjoy. We have the Bolivar hardcover from Archaea Comics. Really cool stuff there. And then we also have Paul Kircher's Awaiting the Collapse. That's crazy. That cover is crazy. I don't know what's going on. I'm kind of terrified. I'm definitely intrigued. Then we also have a Grimm Fairy Tales adult coloring book box set. This is a bunch of the different coloring books for the Grimm Fairy Tales series. It is in this nice sealed box, and it opens up right here, but of course we've got ours wrapped up because we want to make sure you guys get brand new high quality stuff. Then we have Street Fighter Undisputed, the art and innovation behind the game-changing series. I'm a big Street Fighter fan. I've always enjoyed the franchise. I really love getting to see these in-depth looks at the series and its development. Then we also have over here the Secret Empire tie-in for Avengers from Mark Waid. This is volume 2 of the Avengers series that Mark Waid's been working on, and it is really approachable and it's really cool because you get a lot of character spotlights, individual stories in that volume. And then we also have Luke Cage volume 1 from David Walker, Sins of the Father. If you guys are a fan of the Netflix series Luke Cage, you guys should really check out David Walker's run on the character. He's been doing a great job. He's been writing him in Luke Cage. Before that, he was writing Power Man and Iron Fist. He's really got a great understanding, and this is a great read. And then, to close us off, we've got Cable, The Hellfire Hunt. Of course, some classic Cable stuff going on, and you can see right there that he is having a rough day, facing off against many monsters that you don't really want to have to deal with. I don't know. Cable might want to deal with it. He's kind of a weird guy. He's kind of got a lot of anger he has to sort through. Speaking about guys with anger to sort through, Darth Vader. Like, no joke. Obviously, every single person on the planet knows Darth Vader probably has the worst anger issues of, all time. And this is an intimate look. Charles Soule and Giuseppe Camicoli doing a great job really getting to spend some time on the character and get to know him in the days between episode 3 and 4. Then we have the brand new issue of Dr. Aphra from Kieran Gillen. Now, of course, this spun out of the last Darth Vader series, and this is a really cool look at a new character. If you guys haven't checked out Dr. Aphra, there's a reason that she got her own book, and it's because she's pretty awesome. Definitely check that out. And then, character that is near and dear to my heart, we've got Captain Phasma. This is the Journey to Star Wars The Last Jedi trade paperback. It collects the entire Captain Phasma mini that was just put out a short while ago. And we get to find out what happened between episodes 7 and the forthcoming episode 8 for Star Wars The Last Jedi. So we get to spend a lot of time with Captain Phasma on Starkiller Base and see how everything came to be with this new movie. Then if you want more stuff from the new trilogy, we've got Poe Dameron, Legend Lost. This is volume 3 of the series. You can see it on the spine. I love these really classy spines. The Star Wars books have some of the coolest trade dressing out of anything. And it's a really great series. Once again, we've got We've got Charles Soule doing a great job on the book, and it's been a really great run. Really enjoying what he's doing on the character. And then for some classic stuff, we've got Star Wars Rise of the Sith. This is from the Legends line, so these are the classic collections that were originally the Dark Horse books that are now being reprinted under the Marvel banner, and they are really great. And Darth Maul is awesome, so very cool to see him getting added spotlight. I can't get enough of Darth Maul. He's great. Then we move on, and we've got a familiar sight in Thor 701. Of course, if you guys saw Thor Ragnarok, you know that hammer has seen better days of late, and we see some really scary implications for what's going on in the life of Jane Foster right now. Jason Aaron's been doing a really great job on this series, and now this issue we have a special guest artist. We've got James Herron jumping in. If you guys have ever read his work on Rumble, you know that he's got the artistic chops to stand up with the best of them, and now we get to see him really getting a great field to play with as we see the ultimate Thor, who I don't want to tell you guys too much about because it might still be, his identity might still be a secret to some people, but we get to see an interesting spotlight here, and we get to see the Mangog, and the Mangog is going to basically destroy everything in its path, and I'm terrified because the story is called The Death of the Mighty Thor, and I like the Mighty Thor, I like Jane Foster, please don't kill her, please don't destroy everything in your path, but you know, I can't help it. Then we've got Weapon X issue 11. You see him right there, dead center. Weapon H is being unleashed on the world, and it's up to Weapon X to try to rein him in a little bit. Greg Pak and Fred Van Lente are co-writing this sensational issue where we get to see one of the craziest abominations to ever exist in anything ever. This is the Hulk with giant Wolverine claws. There is no way anybody is going to be happy if they're fighting him, but you will be happy if you're reading this book. Now we move down, and we've got a couple reprints. We've got All New Wolverine issue number 25, which was the start of the Marvel Legacy book. So you see Dakin right there on the cover. You see, of course, the All New Wolverine herself, Laura Kinney, doing some great stuff. And this is a great way to jump into the All New Wolverine series if you haven't already. And with the recent announcement for X-Men Red, you guys want to keep your eye on All New Wolverine because Tom Taylor is writing All New Wolverine, and he's going to be writing the new X-Men book that we know has All New Wolverine in it. So maybe there will be some clues. Then we have X-Men Gold issue number 13, which was the start of their Marvel Legacy storyline featuring the return of Mojo World. And then we've got Mojo Worldwide Part 6 in X-Men Blue issue number 15. Cullen Bunn and Jorge Molina have been really doing a cool job with this series. I'm really actually enjoying this, and I never once in my life thought I would ever say that about anything with Mojo. But this book is great, and if you aren't reading it, you are missing out because it's got every single X-Men you could possibly want under one banner right now because it's a crossover between X-Men Gold and X-Men Blue, and it is definitely a great read. And then, to close this off, we've got the trade paperback collection for X-Men Gold. This is Volume 2, so it's got Evil Empires, it's got Secret Empire, it's got some interesting stuff going on. Mark Guggenheim's doing a great job on the book with Ken Lashley on art, which is great because Ken Lashley art I can't get enough of. Really interesting stuff if you want to see a classic interpretation of the characters. So that's it. That's the whole week. There's a lot of stuff, and of course we talked about it a little bit, but this weekend is Justice League coming out in theaters. It is definitely worth going to check out, and we've got all the stuff that you need if you need to get that Justice League fix after you see the movie. Come into the store and pick up some great stuff. We also have our signing tomorrow for Punisher 218, which is perfect timing because we've got the Punisher this weekend. Yeah, my man. Aquaman really is a delight in the Justice League movie. Go check it out. Check out Punisher this weekend. Check us out tomorrow because we're going to have Matt Rosenberg, who writes Punisher. So it's going to be great. It's a really fun week to be in the world of comics, and hopefully we'll see you guys soon.